I want to just use 2 minutes before we adjourn to reflect a little bit on what we've heard in the last 2 hours. Jenna and Steve both talked about sleepless nights as they lay awake worrying about access to safe drinking water, availability of sanitation services around the world. I think all of us who work in the environmental field have sleepless nights. There are just too many things to worry about when we think about the sustainability of the world as a whole. At the same time, when I hear from the type of faculty and students and partners that we heard from over the last 2 hours, I leave generally both inspired and encouraged by what we're able to accomplish. What at least I heard today is as a result of the work of Water Health and Development, there are more people today who have access to safe drinking water and who have adequate access to sanitation services as a result of the Inogo project. The peoples of the Osa and Golfito regions of Costa Rica now actually have come together around a vision for sustainable development. With the help of the Water in the West program, we now actually have in California a Sustainable Groundwater Management Act. With the help of the Natural Capital Project, the concept that nature itself has a value has been integrated into the coastal management plan of the state of Belize. All of that is good, but we need to go further. And I think there are sort of two things that we've heard about what we need to do. The first is that we have to invest even more into elevating the overall state of the science in the area of sustainability. And we have to invest not only in improving the natural sciences and the type of work that, for example, Rosemary talked about earlier, but we also have to invest in improving the state of our knowledge of the way in which politicians' brains work and how we can come up with new financial or economic mechanisms to actually encourage better environmental behavior. But one of the things that Rosemary mentioned, and is really a theme throughout both of the two panels, is that having great science is not going to be enough all in itself. We not only have to actually elevate the state of the science, but we then have to bring the state of the practice in line with the state of the science. And I think we've learned over the last 2 hours that that is perhaps an even more complicated task, but a task that we can pull off by taking that science and learning how to translate it into terms which decision makers can actually employ, to making sure that the science that we're engaged in actually is coextensive with the needs of our decision makers, of developing the types of partnerships and coalitions that you've heard about over the course of the last 2 hours so that the decision makers are actually working with the scientists and vice versa in order to be able to come up with effective and implementable solutions. And then actually getting out there and working with the decision makers in making sure that these ideas actually get incorporated into practice. At the Woods Institute, we will continue to do both of it. Next week, we're going to be announcing our next round of environmental venture project grants. So those of you who are faculty in this particular room, if you have interesting ideas for how to solve the major sustainability challenges that we face on the planet today, really very much encourage you to provide an idea to this Environmental Venture Project Fund because we would love to fund those particular ideas. We also, within the Woods Institute, though, have to continue our efforts to, again, translate that science into practice. And you've heard from the panelists over the last 2 hours how we've been doing it in the past. And we are trying to continue to come up with new approaches for actually doing that translation. About a year ago, when we did our last round of environmental venture project grants, one of the things that we required for the first time was that everybody who put in a proposal had to not only talk about what the new science was that they would be coming up with, but also how they were going to actually translate that science into action. What was their change strategy that would take that science and be able to utilize that science to actually make a difference in the world? In January of this year, we opened up an office in Washington, D.C., which is now putting the scientists at Stanford in closer contact with the actual policymakers in Washington, D.C. In May of this year, we held our first Business of Sustainability Summit, where we brought leaders of major corporations here to Stanford to, again, work with Stanford faculty members in how some of the ideas that you've heard about can actually be utilized by corporate leaders. And we'll be holding our second corporate summit in February of next year. And then finally, we have one new program that I'll give you just a sneak preview on. Next week, at the same time we announce our next round of grants for environmental venture project ideas, those basic scientific concepts, we're also going to be announcing a new funding program for basically mid-level scientific research, where people have come up with very interesting ideas for solutions. But what they need to do is now take that basic scientific research and move it a step forward towards implementation. And so we will now have two grant programs, one for the basic science, and the second is then to move that scientific idea towards actual implementation. To the degree any of you have ideas for what more we should be doing in this particular arena, we very much would invite you to, again, give us those ideas, because we obviously need them in order to be successful. On behalf of my co-director, Jeff Kosseff, I want to thank all of our staff that are in the room right now. I would love to name you all, but then we would be here for another hour, because literally every single staff member has been here today trying to make sure that this event and the rest of our celebration is coming off without a hitch. And we really appreciate all of your work, and I just want to give you all a round of applause. And then I also want to thank all of you who came here today for your interest in these issues, for the work that you're doing to solve environmental challenges, both through scientific research and through actual work on the ground. Thank you all. Good evening. Hopefully in 10 years we will have a sustainable world.